What's up, guys? Blade Master here, back with some more Total War Rome 2 online action. I'm going to bring you guys a couple of battles here. They're both going to be barbarian on barbarian engagements, or maybe one of them is going to be barbarian versus Rome. But I'm going to use these battles to talk to you guys about a pretty underused unit, which is the light horse. And I think the light horse definitely has a big role to play. It is a gamble. Disclaimer: it is a gamble, and you could very easily just waste them. But I think if used right, they can probably create much more of an impact in a battle than a naked warrior, which costs a similar amount of money, or actually more than a light horse could. And I think there's a bunch of reasons why people should use them, especially with a faction like Tillis, which doesn't have any other cavalry component. You should definitely bring them, I think. But yeah, in this matchup, I'm going to be playing against Sicarius Magnus. First of a couple of battles that we played, and I took Boii in this matchup. He has taken Galatia. Very classic counter match between these two factions. Galatia has access to nice Cappadocian Cav, which can obviously beat Heavy Horse, and Galatian legionaries can beat sword followers. So in order to counter that, I've brought pretty kind of untraditional Boii line. I've brought 4 Levy Freemen. I've also brought only 3 sword followers, and I've brought 3 Oathsworn, and 1 Axe Warrior, 1 Celtic Warrior, a total of 4 Heavy Horse and a couple of Light Horse. So I've gone heavy on the Oathsworn because I know my sword followers will be destroyed by his Galatian legionaries. So I'm going to try and use the extreme power of my Oathsworn and the huge power differential that these units have compared to Galatian legionaries to win me the game. He's got 4 Galatian raiders, 2 of whom he's going to keep on either flank, and he's moving very aggressively with them, obviously. He's also brought 4 Levy Freemen up in front. He's brought a line of 6 Galatian legionaries. He's brought a line of 4 naked swords behind them, 1 Galatian nobleman and 1 mercenary Syrian archer. So a lack of Cappadocian Cav from him is quite a gamble. I mean, Cappadocian Cav are a great unit to bring, but again, they can also be thrown away pretty easily. I'm moving super aggressively with my Levy Freeman here, and that's for one reason, because I was trying to bait javelins from him, which they have done from these Levy Freemen. So I see him move up with his naked sword. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to charge in. I'm going to toss the javelin onto the backs of those naked swords and then pull back. So that caused a ton of damage for at least one of those naked swords. And I'm also going to move up in front with my axe warrior to get some javelins onto these guys. I wasn't microing well with them. They're about to get charged, so I'm going to pull them back. And I'm going to charge in with my Heavy Horse. Now, another reason why you should bring Light Horse, I'll actually get to that in a minute. I'm going to throw in another javelin, 29 kills on naked sword so far with my Levy Freeman. I'm going to charge into these naked warriors with my Heavy Horse. They're going to get slaughtered on the charge. Another reason why, these naked swords, very, very risky unit to bring, and bringing 4 of them is pretty much overkill. I'm going to follow up with Axe Warriors to help destroy them, and I'm going to pull back with my Heavy Horse. Meanwhile, you can see he's brought 4 of his raiding horsemen to the rear of my line, and I'm pulling back with my Heavy Horse. They've taken some casualties, but here's the first reason why you should bring Light Horse. Light Horse are just as effective as Heavy Horse. They have the exact same melee stats as Heavy Horse when it comes to aggressiveness. Melee attack, weapon damage, bonus versus infantry, or bonus versus large, charge bonus, everything is the same, but they actually cost a fraction of the price. The second reason is because Heavy Horse are really quick, and they're so quick that when the Galatian raiders were close enough, I just set an attack order, and before the Galatian raiders could move around, I managed to catch them with Light Horse, and Light Horse will definitely destroy Galatian raiders in melee. Especially when they got a proper charge on, and now that I've tied them down, I've also got some Levy Freemen to support. But you can see just from that charge, I managed to kill off 14 naked swords with my Light Horse, and now I'm going to come in with my sword followers against his legionary line. He's going to come in with Levy Freemen here, and I'm going to charge in, counter charge with my Heavy Horse. So in this sense, because almost always when you get a frontal charge with Heavy Horse, they will start dying very, very quickly, despite the fact that they have a lot of health. The problem is the precursor javelins will just destroy them in a matter of minutes. So in that sense, bringing a Light Horse, which costs only 450 compared to 700, is a huge amount of money saved for a unit that does exactly the same amount of damage on the charge as a Heavy Horse. So charging in with them, okay, sacrificing like 30 Light Horse is much better than sacrificing 30 Heavy Horse, and both of them will die. You can see how many units these Heavy Horse have died actually. Like from 60 they've gone to 26, and that's not because of units engaging them in melee. That's because of the shit ton of javelins that get thrown when you go in for a YOLO charge. So in that sense, having a cheaper unit to sacrifice but performing the same amount of damage on the charge is going to be very useful. So on top of being very light and being very quick, and thereby actually covering more distance in a short period of time, Light Horse performed the exact same role as a Heavy Horse in terms of a YOLO charge, which is one of the big deciding factors in a barbarian on barbarian engagement. So light horse over here going to get killed by Galatian raiders. Of course, their base morale is shit, and their health is low, and their lack of armor is terrible. So, but in terms of the specialized roles that many heavy horse do, light horse do the exact same role. So I've got my Oathsworn general here. He's already got 56 kills because I've used battle rhythm and headhunt on him. So there obviously that quality differential is going to really come into play. Sword followers getting destroyed by Galatian legionaries on the other hand, and here my Celtic warriors are going to charge into his Galatian legionaries, just tie them down. I also brought a sword follower to protect and kill off those 3 Galatian raiders. Here my light horse almost has got a single experience share run by killing off a lot of those Galatian raiders, and now I just have a large amount of units that's just chilling at the back. Light horse here wavering, but I should be pulling them back. I've already pulled out the heavy horse. I'm going to charge in with 2 heavy horse onto his rear. He's brought a Levy Freeman to support, but I'm going to kill off his mercenary Syrian archers, and that's going to be inevitable. Here another of these light horse. I'm going to use them to just charge into these Galatian legionaries and Galatian noblemen, and at the very least just absorb javelins. Yeah, actually a lot of them died. I just pulled them back. I'm going to use a Levy Freeman to just get a javelin volley onto those Galatian legionaries, pull them back, use the other other Levy Freeman to get another javelin volley on them, just whittle them down that way. And meanwhile his Galatian legionaries are going to get slaughtered by my Oathsworn general. I'm going to charge in with my Levy Freeman to kill off, or to at least hold out these Galatian legionaries before they rear charge my other Oathsworn. 95 kills on them. I'm going to use my heavy horse to charge into his naked swords here and to his Levy Freeman. I pulled back with the other 2 heavy horse, and because his Levy Freeman came to support, I'm going to charge in again, get a proper coordinated charge. Here his Galatian noblemen have got 71 kills because they are a very nice unit aggressively, very good aggressive spear unit. But yeah, I mean, if I had an Oathsworn charge into them, they would be basically destroyed. But I've killed off his Galatian legionaries here with my Oathsworn general. I'm going to rear charge his Galatian legionaries. He's going to counter charge with his naked swords over here. So I'm going to counter charge with my Oathsworn general. Doesn't look like I got a proper charge off though. So they are probably going to take a lot of damage on the charge for those naked swords. Here another Oathsworn, I put them onto shield wall against his Galatian legionaries. I'm going to rear charge with my heavy horse, and my light horse here just coming into support against his Galatian noblemen, and I'm going to pull back with them. But you can see the reason why these light horse are doing pretty decently. I mean, I've charged in and just pulled them back, especially against a unit that's already been engaged, so they can't fire their javelins. In that sense, they're very good, and that's the main reason why I like these light horse. They're so quick that now, even if I have like 7 or 8, doesn't matter if you have 1 unit or 10 units, sure, the damage that they deal is a lot, but at the end of the day, when you're going in for a rear charge with melee cav, what you're aiming for is the morale penalty, because they won't get a lot of kills on the charge. They're just not very aggressive units in that sense. They're not shock cav. So more than the damage that they're going to deal, it's the morale penalty that they're going to deal. And in that sense, whether you have 1 unit rear charging another unit, or if you have 10 units, the morale penalty is going to be the same. So in that sense, having a cheap unit, despite taking a lot of casualties in the process, if they can get a rear charge onto a barbarian line, then it's then their job is well done. So in that sense, you won't really see many instances of light horse getting many kills, but it's not always about kills, especially in a barbarian or barbarian engagement. You like almost always people know that the deciding factor in Boii versus Tillis matchup almost always is the access to heavy horse and how well the heavy horse is played. Heavy horse almost never gets more than 50 or 60 kills, but it's not the kills in numbers that matter. It's the role that they play in the engagement, and in that sense, you could say this exact same thing for light horse. And the fact that they are so mobile and so quick, and they do the same amount of damage on a frontal charge, is more than enough reasons to bring them, I think. Especially, 450 is pretty expensive, for sure. It is a very expensive unit for the amount of kills it gets, just talking numerically. But in situations like these, when you've got two very even armies, having units that can disrupt them because of their high speed actually makes a lot of sense, and in that sense it makes them very valuable. So anyways, that's the first episode of this little mini series that I'm going to conduct, and stay tuned for the next one, you guys. Peace.